Good morning. I'm Sgt Nelson from JROTC here at the school, room 124. I also coach Nelson, head coach volleyball team. I want to talk to you guys about the Pledge of Allegiance and then recite that with you guys. But before I do that, I want to tell you about a man that means a lot to me that I met in my military career. I want to talk about Master Sergeant Gillespie this morning. When we went into the war on terror, a tasking came down for one of our first taskings came down to go into Afghanistan. And it don't matter how much training you've had or how tough you think everybody is in the military, unless you've ever been to war, it's a scary thing. And it was a tasking for a specific rank and a specific skill set. And all of our master sergeants had fallen in that category. So they started scrambling, trying to decide whose turn it is because there's usually a pecking list and whatnot. And Master Sergeant Gillespie had just gotten back from a deployment, just gotten back. And he was also considering retiring from the military because he was at that point in his career where he could any day. Well, he walks back there and he sees that some of his brothers in arms were a little nervous about it, and he just kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, "I'll do it. I'll go." Well, at the time, I was stationed in Washington, and he was in Arizona. And one day, I got a call. My phone rang, and it said that Master Sergeant Gillespie had been shot and killed in Afghanistan. And I often think about what great deal of courage it took. He didn't have to go, but he chose to go. Not just for himself, but because he could tell some of his brothers were really nervous about it, and they didn't really want to go. But Master Sergeant Gillespie, he was my supervisor, he was my friend, and he will forever be my brother. And so every chance that I get to do the Pledge of Allegiance or to stand for the national anthem, I think of guys like Master Sergeant Gillespie, Raymond Estelle, Steve Detmer, that gave their life for that flag. So when we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I would ask every one of you to put down your phones and to stand up with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ryan Costello. I'm an English teacher here at Enid High School and our Student Council co-sponsor along with Lily and Cheryl. Today I want to talk about this week's Great Expectations word and principle of the week. This week's principle is temperance, which means reservation. It means moderation in thought and action. This word's word of the week is taciturn, which means being quiet, holding your words, being reserved in your speech. These two words are actually pretty important to how I have good relationships with my students. More than once, I've had a student who was going through something at home, who was going through something in the classroom as well. And when you have those little conversations in the hall or those little conversations at their table side, it's important that you express that temperance, that you display that taciturn attitude. It's your time to listen then. It's not your time to react. It's not your time to necessarily be baited into having that sort of interaction that's not healthy. So I would ask you to consider the same when you have those moments with other students. Whenever you have those moments with your classmates, when perhaps one of your classmates is having a rough moment and maybe trying to goad you into some sort of confrontation in order to express that need for attention. Instead of falling into that cycle and just repeating it, so we have more negativity and negative energy coming out, why not express that temperance? Why not show that taciturn approach where you just quietly listen? You don't get thrown off. You don't get baited into something that shouldn't necessarily be a confrontation. You listen, you say you're listening, you make sure they are heard, and then everything is calmed down, then you can have your conversations. Remember, this week's Student Council is starting to accept applications. You can get one in my room, 419 in the University Center, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Hello, I'm Billy Tips, Athletic Director. And we'd like to share a new program that our athletic department has created with you. Our staff and coaches are committed to providing an unmatched experience for our students, and we will continually to work to bring out the best in you. Our focus will be the development of the whole person, physical, mental, and social sides. We want to ensure that you reach your full potential. The Enid Athletic Department promotes important educational and cultural values, positive attitudes, and appreciation of high standards of sportsmanship and effective citizenship. We will be specifically focusing on certain championship traits that we will feel must be in place for us to be successful. We want to encourage an atmosphere of competition and excellence in all areas. In doing so, the coaches have come together along with administration to create the Live the Creed Championship Traits program. This program is based on our very own Plainsman Creed. This creed has been around for several years. Throughout the year, we will recognize students and staff for demonstrating Live the Creed qualities. The 7 qualities we will specifically be focusing on are tradition, honesty, loyalty, modesty, service, spirit, and faith. When we have a student, athlete, coach, or teacher that we see living the creed, we want to celebrate them in as many ways as possible. We have a challenge coin that we will give out to those people that are displaying Live the Creed qualities. We want to celebrate them in front of their peers, at basketball games, at football games, etc. For our first trait, I want to talk about spirit. Spirit defined is the qualities forming typical elements in the character of a person, nation, or group. So for our character as a school community, our hope is that if you see someone falling behind, you take time to walk beside them. If you see someone being ignored, you find a way to include them. You take time to appreciate and support others, treat others the way you want to be treated, and always remind others of their worth and remember your worth. Whether you are a staff or student, as an Enid Pacer or a Plainsman, be proud of your skill, take pride in your spirit and your strength. I'd like to share the creed with you right now. I believe in Enid High School, her traditions and ideals. I believe in honesty in everyday tasks and in faithfulness and duty. I believe in joy that comes from worthwhile fun, generous comradeship. I believe in loyal service to my school. I believe in modesty, in victory, and an unconquerable spirit in defeat. I believe in keeping my faith with my neighbor, my father and mother, my country, and my God. Live the creed. Go Enid.
Hi, Enid High School. I'm Lindsey Watts, the ICAP coordinator. I've been blessed to be able to work closely with our administrative staff to bring this Vision Seekers course to life. This class is new to all of you, so I'd like to start by explaining why we're all in it. A large percentage of our Enid High School branding includes a Vision Seeker. There's a Vision Seeker statue located outside the front entrance of our school. But do we all understand the importance or the purpose of the Vision Seeker? Let me explain. A Vision Seeker traditionally refers to a young teenage member of an American Indian tribe that has set out on a vision quest. During the vision quest, the seeker will make contact with the spirit force that will show them an animal totem. The animal that comes to them, either physically or through a vision, helps guide them in determining their life path. Once the seeker has reached the point where he or she comes into his or herself, they may then return to the tribe. If their life path is that of a medicine man, boat maker, shaman, etc., they then work with an elder in the tribe as an apprentice. That's the purpose of this course. Your advisor is here to support you. They're here to guide you. They're here to help you find your spirit force or your life path. They're here to motivate you when you feel unmotivated. They're here to help you smile on the hard days and cheer with you on the good days. This is that 1 hour a week at Enid High School where it's all about you. Guys, use this time to truly receive the support that you need to succeed once the walls of EHS are no longer here to shield you from the adulting world. Your teachers have a link to a video that I want you all to really pay attention to. It talks about resilience, motivation, and discovering who you want to be. Make it great, guys.